Elections this Saturday in the Malaysian state of Negeri Sembilan to determine which party will form the next state government. Campaigning has mainly focused on local issues, but the Prime Minister stumping for his coalition last night, making reference to larger issues. Anwar Ibrahim announcing that Myanmar has agreed to take back 5,000 Rohingya refugees. In a rare repatriation agreement, more than 120,000 Rohingya people are registered with the UN Refugee Agency in Malaysia. Earlier this week, Malaysian authorities detained more than 100 in Kuala Lumpur, releasing them later after officials confirmed that they did hold valid documents. PM Anwar also making reference on the campaign trail to the declassification of a report by a Royal Commission of Inquiry into Tabung Haji as a state-run fund for Islamic pilgrimage. The commission was set up several years ago to audit management, operations and the transactions of assets after concerns were flagged about governance between 2014 and 2020. Findings were submitted to Malaysia's King in 2022, but were not released before they were declassified yesterday, just days to go before those state elections in Negeri Sembilan on the weekend. And more, we have CNA senior correspondent Melissa Goh. She joins us live from Seremban in Negeri Sembilan. Melissa, this announcement coming just days before, this announcement on the repatriation of 5,000 back to Myanmar coming just days before the poll in Negeri Sembilan. Is the timing what matters here?
You know, it has taken many off guard on the campaign trail here when Prime Minister Anwar revealed that yesterday during one of his speaking engagements in Negeri Sembilan to rally support for his coalition Pakatan Harapan. Now, the crowds responded positively. Some were cheering when he told them that Malaysia is going to send back some 5,000 Rohingya refugees after gotten commitment from the Myanmar military government. But without sharing details how it's going to be done, when, and more importantly, whether it's safe to send them back. Now, this is what he said.
Hantar dia balik. Nak hantar ke mana? Tak boleh terima. Jadi sebab itu kita hubungan baik dengan Myanmar. Sekarang ini dia setuju ambil 5,000 dulu dari Malaysia.
Malaysia is home to some 200,000 refugees and asylum seekers. Now, more than 90% of them are from Myanmar, mostly Muslim Rohingyas. Now, many have been here for years, some decades. Now, increasingly, they were being perceived as a threat to social security, stealing jobs and business opportunities. Now, this public pushback grew after the government rolled out its own program to document and verify status of the refugees to help match them with jobs. Now, in an about turn, the Home Minister now says that, you know, those held in a depot under the program may be sent back. They have verified 4,000 refugees so far. Now, human rights activists were jumping up and down. They were up in arms. They accused Prime Minister Anwar of being desperate for votes because he can't afford to lose Negeri Sembilan, he said. Nevertheless, they urged the government to reconsider because the safety of the refugees here is at stake, they said.
Another issue raised by the Prime Minister while campaigning for his coalition, the declassification of the findings of a commission that were in fact submitted to the King in 2022 but were not released. So Prime Minister Anwar pointed to them right now as he campaigns ahead of state elections. Why does it matter?
Well, Tabung Haji is something close to the heart because it facilitates savings for pilgrimage through investments for Muslims in Malaysia. Now, the RCI report on alleged wrongdoings and mismanagement of the fund from year 2014 to 2017 during the era of former Prime Minister Najib Razak. Now, the report was completed, yes, end of 2022, and only made public now, 2 days before the key election here in Negeri Sembilan. Now, the opposition Perikatan Nasional has raised questions about the timing of it. You know, the report, they said this is politically calculated to ruin their chances in this election. But Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim rubbished it, he said, by saying that he has a duty to protect the public interest and fighting corruption has always been his number one priority, adding that he is serious about reform. Now, let's take a listen to both sides while on the campaign trail.
Ada yang marah, mana ada sakau? Mana ada bukti sakau? Baca laporan tabung haji. Berapa hilang? 10 bilion. Campur 2 bilion. Jadi 12 bilion ringgit.
I think there must be something. Why is it that they have to keep it for so long, for 3 years, and came out only lately? It shows that there must be something that it is meant for just a political reason.
Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister Zahid Hamidi, who's chairman of Barisan Nasional, fighting with Pakatan Harapan here in the state, urging all sides not to politicize the issue. Now, he said that the reason why the RCI report wasn't made public before was because the federal unity government, which he's part of, is worried that depositors will start to pull back or withdraw their funds suddenly. Well, the report that implicated some former and present BN leaders will be tabled in Parliament at the special sitting soon, and the Anti-Corruption Commission is already investigating it.
Melissa, elections on the weekend, invariably what matters would be local issues, bread and butter, cost of living issues, but also we could look to those results from the elections as a signal of how much support Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim and his coalition has with the people right now.
Indeed, no doubt a lot is riding on this state election in Negeri Sembilan after the crushing defeat in Johor. Remember, Prime Minister Anwar and Pakatan Harapan coalition that he leads needs a win here to stop the so-called blue wave from gathering momentum. Now, Barisan Nasional, that's openly working with opposition Perikatan Nasional, now believe that they have found the winning formula to take over not just the state government here, but the federal government in Putrajaya by consolidating and uniting the Malay votes that account for over 60% of the electorate. But BN Chairman Zahid Hamidi, who's still Mr. Anwar's number 2 in federal government, is adamant that he won't pull the plug on the unity government. He's honouring his words, but regardless of the outcome of this state elections. Now let's take a listen.
Based on our agreement and resolution, we are supporting the current government in Putrajaya until the end of the term. That is very firm.
Regardless of Negeri Sembilan.
Exactly.
Another defeat here in Negeri Sembilan on Saturday is going to spell trouble, analysts say, not just for Prime Minister Anwar, but also for his coalition partners like Chinese-based Democratic Action Party. Its Secretary General, Anthony Loke, his seat is in Chennai, in Negeri Sembilan, and that is not safe either, with over 48% Malay votes. Now, he's secretly worried, but is taking the bull by the horns. He's facing his party's rank and file middle of August, and there will be tremendous pressure for him to quit Mr. Anwar's Pakatan Harapan coalition if DAP were to fare badly in this election. But now, he's putting up a brave front. Let's have a listen what he has to say.
This election has its own challenges, but we are trying our level best. I'm putting all my effort to defend the Chennai state seat.
This election, will it decide on the longevity, the sustainability of Prime Minister Anwar's government?
Well, don't underestimate Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim. Okay, that's all.
All the best. All the best.
Thanks. So CNA's senior correspondent Melissa Goh speaking to Anthony Loke, because he's got a personal seat he has to defend in those elections on the weekend. Thanks. Melissa Goh reporting live to us there from Seremban in Negeri Sembilan.